Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cage Talk. Today I have a mixed martial artist, Brazilian mixed martial artist, Jorge Gurgel. How you doing, buddy? How's everything?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Alex, brother. Thank you for setting it up. Have no complaints. I'm not a guy that guys says, "Oh, I'm complaining about this, complaining about that." I'm great.
There we go.
Yeah, walking into surgery here in about 10 days, a double knee replacement,
Oof.
double surgery, two knees the same day. But I like to get in, I always call it a surgery shape. Let's say a pre-op shape. So I'm getting training camp to go to surgery.
Look at that. There you go. What does that consist of?
Everything my doctor and my wife tells me to do my programming. A lot of glutes, a lot of hamstrings, a lot of a lot of quads, strengthening kneecap, calves, a lot of hiking uphill, backwards too. The part that they want me to strengthen for my knees for my recoup is the back, is the hamstrings and glutes. It's not so much the front. So we always learning something, right?
Yep.
So I thought I had pretty good strong legs, but I'm figuring out that I have to work hard and get them ready because in 2 weeks I will be with my legs up in the air for a couple of days, and they said I'll be walking out of the surgery. So technology nowadays is crazy. All the feedbacks that I've heard from a complete knee replacement, they're gonna cut me out right here,
Okay.
and take it out and replace with titanium and plastic. So ACL, MCL, meniscus, everything is going to be prosthetic, fake.
Well, praying for a healthy recovery, man. Always, like I said, loved your career, loved you in Ultimate Fighter, loved you in Strikeforce. Always fun to watch. Like I said, we talked a little bit about you being the Ultimate Fighter, being the first foreigner, which was really cool. Again, from Brazil and stuff like that. And a lot of people in the beginning of your career, didn't they kind of get on you because you stood up a lot and you never did any Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Like everyone
Not the beginning of my career, throughout the whole thing.
the whole
Yes. It's in Wikipedia, Alex. When something about you is in Wikipedia, Wikipedia, it's got to be true. Because I quote, because my memory is not so bad, verbatim. Notorious for making easy to win fights into crowd pleasing slugfests. And then they have this thing about saying, I have to clear almost every podcast. George fought to please the crowd. I'm sorry to disappoint y'all. I didn't fight it. Care about you guys. I love that you guys kind of supported me. Fighting is the purest form of self-expression. It's just how shit turned out.
Yeah.
I trained my jiu-jitsu. I was ready to do jiu-jitsu, but from the rehab of the ACL, both ACLs being rehabbed and all that, I did my wrestling. But when they said fight, the plan was just to go to the ground and always to do my jiu-jitsu. But when the fight started, I just blacked out. And what happened is what happened. I went blitz. I wanted the one direction going forward. I never got tired, and I never thought I was losing. So I just did my thing. And it's funny because 10 years after retirement, 41, 30, not even 10 years after, people still remember, and I go places and goes, "You're my favorite. The fights are awesome." I'm like, you guys are crazy. I have only watched my fights once.
Really?
Yes, once. I have only seen each fight one time, and that was a long time ago. And then once again with my wife. She's sleeping right now to go back to work. But one time, and it's disappointing to me. Your own worst critic, always, usually. And my dad always told me I'm a much better coach than a fighter. That's when I was ranked number 6 in my prime in 2008. I was doing so well, and he goes to UFC, goes and watch me teach class, and he comes, "You're a much better coach than you're a fighter." And that was a stab to my heart. That hurt me so bad. And he was so right. You're much better. I'm a coach. I'm a coach. I knew I had the potential. I knew I had the skills. I knew I had the stamina. I knew I had the work ethic. I knew I had the primal instinct of being a fighter and loving to fight, love to fight. I just didn't fight up to my potential or wise or smart. Didn't fight. The motto here, and everybody knows my coaches, Rich Franklin, my friends, is George doesn't listen to anyone. George will do whatever he wants to do. George doesn't listen to anyone. So those who cannot do, coach.
Now, if you had you look back in your career, you said you only saw your fights once and stuff. Looking back at your younger self, if you could go back in time and tell yourself something that you know now, is there anything that you might have said maybe to help out your career, or something that you always did, like you said, blacking out and not listening unless that was you, where you never listen to anyone?
No, because
Mhm.
it would go against Alex. It would go against. I live with no regrets
Perfect.
because of the way I fought. It's not the way I fought. My stubbornness. I came here against my parents' will. I came here to finish my college degrees, and that's what they thought. I came here to be in the UFC. I came here to fight for the UFC. I came here with a goal to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC no matter what it costs. I passed the TOEFL test. I transferred my school, transferred the degree from Brazil, international business in English, to Wright State University. All of it to be able to fight in the UFC. Um, if I think this way, if I had my skills, my experience, yeah, the skill level right now, the way I perform, my timing, the technique, the finesse, and you give my body of 30, exactly 10 years ago,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, yeah, that's the best George right there.
Yeah.
Like my skill that I have now, the technique that I've acquired now, um, how intelligent I use my techniques and my feints, and I just don't swing for no reason. I know I can see things now. I see instead of blind man.
Hmm.
I see things that I didn't use. I was going too fast. I was driving the road too fast, as opposed to slowing down and looking all the beautiful things around the road and taking advantage of it. And good opportunities. I wasn't. I
Mhm.
was just a pissing contest. I'm a more man than you are. You hit me once, I hit you twice. You come at me forward, I'll come at you forward with twice the power. I don't take a step backwards
Mhm.
instead of being skillful. So if I had the mindset and the skill that I have now and put in my body 10 years ago, yeah, I could have been a world champion now. I had a skill now. I had
Mhm.
a skill now. I had the skill that I was ahead of everybody in the show. I was 95% favorite to win the Ultimate Fighter. 95%. Joey Stevenson had 4%. Then everybody else like shared a percent.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how it was. And it doesn't matter. Again, favoritism doesn't matter. Your belt doesn't matter. Not none of those things. If you feel good, if you don't feel good, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the day that you need to perform. And the
Definitely.
day came, and I came up short. And even with the blown ACL, even with it bleeding from all over every orifice to his face from flu, I still could have done a different approach. Just try to box, not throw leg kicks,
Mhm.
which I did with Daniel Abadi and turned out okay because I went to the same situation with Daniel Abadi. I tore my ACL, my right ACL, a week of the fight. I just didn't tell anyone.
Jesus Christ.
I told Dana, and Rich goes, "Don't you tell Dana." I'm like, "I will tell Dana, and he will still pay for the medicals because Dana likes real fighters. He'll be so much more upset if I pull out of the fight."
Mhm.
So I did that, and I know I switched my strategy, and I won that one. But I want to make it clear to the guys that everyone out there, no offense, or I didn't fight for anyone else.
Gotcha.
Nobody. I never did anything for anybody else. As a matter of fact, I do for my wife, for my family, for my students, the best I can to make them better. But I didn't fight to please anybody.
Got-
Like far from it.
Gotcha. That might have been just like a plus, that people love seeing you fight and stuff like that, but that wasn't your main.
It's what they said. George goes on blitzes, and then I always said, if I don't care. I come here. If I see the name George Gurgel on the card, I'm coming because I'm going to see a fight.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that comes from Dana means a lot too. You know, my wife going to work is scary. See that thing? It's a bulletproof vest and whatever else. And that's and yeah.
Hey, you gotta take care of yourself. Crazy world out
Gotta take
there.
care of me. Gotta take care of me. Got a cruiser outside, or just as a babe. I got to get the clipboards put away. I can get bulletproof ones. Jeremy does. That's what he does. He teaches firearms to Leos.
Nice.
Yeah, clipboards. Exactly. You come to a car, it goes boom, boom, it goes. It's like a shield. Yeah, bulletproof clipboard. The guy that just was here, the visitor, Jeremy, all he teaches is firearms to law enforcement.
Oh, really?
That's his specialty. And
Mhm.
he's so humble. I'm like, so you're a good shot? And he good chuckled. It was, Uh,
That's okay.
I travel the world teaching police officers how to shoot. So yeah, I'm a good shot.
That's that's
Yeah,
cool. Again, it's always nice to have a couple of other talents, right? Not only
you,
just
you know that. You know, we've been shooting a couple times. She's good. She's a good police. My wife is a police officer that likes to be a police officer, which kind of good and bad.
hmm
She doesn't like to cruise by. She likes to actually look for trouble,
hmm
which is is honorable because she wants to do it right and do her job right. Kind
definitely,
of makes me nervous a little bit because the world is so messed up right now,
of course.
especially with the attitude. I don't even talk about my career, but it's in a podcast. Like I said, whatever. If you don't like
Yeah,
this for
yeah.
everybody here,
No,
so
go ahead.
like me or not, you can stop listening to the podcast if you don't like. If you don't like the United States, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Get out. Crawl back to the shit ass country that you came from,
Yep.
and go live back there again. If you don't like, if you don't like America, leave,
hmm
leave. But don't sit here, not speaking English, not learning the American culture, not abiding by American rules, and
Bitching,
thinking that you're
complaining.
living like you live in your original country. That's not fair for anyone.
Absolutely.
So stop complaining. This is the greatest country in the world, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing foreigners that are making money here with a green card or a visa complaining about America. What
hmm
is the problem, man?
Yeah.
Or, not that I think personally, I was there before. I've been training law enforcement my entire life. Detectives, private investigators, police officers, charged SWAT team members, and they get no love. It's so defund
Oh
the
yeah.
police, take theirs away, defund the police.
Yeah, they're
Who are
nuts.
you gonna call? Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters do not exist. Who are you gonna call? But then you call the police when you need to, and you want to defund the police.
hmm
So you Democrats out there can just kiss my ass
No.
because that's who you voted for.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with you 100%. I mean, again, my uncle was a detective in New York for 30 years. He retired. Now he lives in Florida, Miami. But again, I understand it completely. I did law enforcement in Miami. I live in Dallas now, but
Oh
and
wow,
yeah, so
Miami's not easy. Yeah,
hey, it's a different animal. It's a different
yeah.
animal. It's it's hard. It's hard, especially nowadays. Trying to get a family, this and that, and then like again, like you probably worry a lot about your wife and stuff. And there's no reason not to, because guess what? I mean, it's nuts
She's in
out
Middletown. Middletown. There's a film that just came out about Middletown. It's the third most dangerous city in the United States of America.
there.
Or with overdose and domestic violence.
Yeah,
And she's right there in the trenches. She loves her job as her calling, but I tell her to always be prepared, always be alert, because it just takes that one, like a fight,
hmm
one split second of just, lack of just attentiveness, and you just kind of take your eyes off for a second,
and
and
boom.
that's when shit happens.
Yep.
And the fact that people are just now, drive by the police cruisers, it's so crazy, Alex. I just sort of bring something off topic, but in Brazil, you pray for the police to show up. And they never do.
hmm
You don't understand what you have here in this great country. And here, when the cops show up, it goes, "Oh my God, it's the police."
Yep. Like it's
What are you
something. Yeah.
talking about? What kind of mindset are you in? They're only coming to either assist you, help, serve, or leave
Yep.
if there's no problems. But it comes, the cop goes, "There comes the police. Oh my God, I don't have anything better to do." I'm like,
hmm
if you came from a country where you really needed the police and it never showed, you'd really, really rethink the way you formulate whatever goes in your head over there.
Absolutely.
I
Like
can't,
both of my parents are I'm Cuban descent, and Cuba is
Okay.
horrible. So
Yes.
that's definitely something where my mom sees that. I mean, she's coming from Cuba. She came in the 50s or something like that. But at the same time, I don't understand her, but I see the reasoning behind, and that's why she appreciates this country so much and stuff like that. And especially in Cuba, it's crazy over there.
It is. Go,
It's
go, go, go even a step farther. Your mom had to bet a lot of stuff too from Cuba. But watch this. Martial artists, jiu-jitsu people. Could you have made the same living, the same way you're doing, the same a house and everything else? If you were in Brazil teaching jiu-jitsu, a dime a dozen?
Absolutely not.
You got the best ones who make a living, the best teachers who make a way, the best.
Mhm.
But not everybody has a black belt should be teaching jiu-jitsu. First of all,
That's true.
not everybody. 1 out of 100 black belts are actually capable and wise and educated and seasoned enough to be teaching jiu-jitsu. Not because you got a black belt, you're supposed to be teaching jiu-jitsu. Some people are competitors. Some people are hobbyists. Some
Mhm.
people are teachers. If you're not a teacher, don't teach, man.
I get what you're saying. So just because you have a black belt doesn't mean that you should have a gym that you should
No,
own it and
no.
teach. Okay, I understand. Yeah, completely, 100%. Because again, like you
And,
said, there's some people that
and
are.
now that we do, we come to this country, we build an association, have a bunch of schools, all this stuff. By doing what I love for a living, by doing what I am, a teacher, I would not have had the same equal chances and opportunity to collect the fruit of my own labor by myself had that been in Brazil, because it's who you know, it's corrupt. Other people get a better chance above you because they know people that you don't know.
Mhm.
In this country, in the United States of America, if you have a good work ethic, if you're punctual, if you're accountable, if you work hard, you're gonna have a house. You're gonna have with air conditioning, with heater. You're gonna have a roof over your head, food on the table, and a car. I don't care if
Absolutely.
you're a mailman. I don't care if you do nails for a living. I don't care if you do manual labor outside, road work, a teacher, a college, a janitor. You'll be able to have a quality of life that's better than a bank manager in Brazil that has a car that has no AC, a house that's got no air conditioning, and it's 90 degrees at nighttime. But then again, we find reasons to complain here because we just don't know, or you're not educated
Right.
enough to know what it's like outside.
Exactly.
If you knew, if like your mom lived, if your mom were to be in a podcast and tell how she grew up and the difficulties she had to face in Cuba, and now that she's here, everybody would probably understand a little bit better.
Mhm.
But me coming from Brazil and all the difficulties, the violence that I've seen, the things that I was exposed to, and being here and listening to y'all complain,
Mhm.
no. I can leave outside my front doorstep right there. I can leave a pair of shoes. I can leave my car unlocked. I can leave a watch. I can leave whatever it is. And I can come in 2 days and it's sitting right there where I left. In Brazil, you cannot even sleep. You got to sleep like this.
One eye open.
To see, yes, to see if somebody's breaking into your house, if there's always some sort of danger around, there's no money that can buy feeling safe, quality of life. Like being here in my neighborhood, knowing that I can just relax, leave my doors open.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna break into my house and kill anything or steal anything. And in Brazil, we can have very successful businesses, rich people, and they get killed, shot, kidnapped. They're always living in the edge. They're always stressed. They're always in danger.
Hmm.
That's not only Brazil. That's Cuba. That's all of Latin America. That's all
Yep.
of South America. That's most of Africa. That's pretty much all of Europe. The countries there highly driven by tourism, they have crime. And here, what my mom used to call the problems with people, no problems. People that like to formulate, since they have everything here okay, we like to just formulate problems that we don't even have
I
and
think.
complain
I think.
about things you
Yeah.
shouldn't complain about.
I think people just have nothing to do. Like you said, a lack of education. Maybe they don't know. Again, I work in the airport. So just hearing everyone, it's if it seems like everyone's like misguided or misinformed, and they kind of go off that. Social media is a big thing on that. A lot of people see.
Tell me something. People are not gonna like me very much, but I don't. That's the best part is I don't care. You say misguided. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I'm 45 years old. I have too many people that I love and that are around me to
Definitely.
care for the opinion of somebody's gonna listen to me talking on a podcast. For real.
Yep.
Talk good. Talk. You can talk good or you talk bad. As long as you're talking about me, I'm okay. Because I'm not wasting my time talking about you.
There you go, man.
You know,
There you go.
it's just this kind of stuff bothers me to the core. And when you say the lack of information, the
Mhm.
lack of the lack of information is you being very nice and saying you're uneducated.
Mhm.
Information is power. Information is power. Knowledge is power. Learning a new language, a new culture, a new skill, a new instrument, a new art. martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
study, a dance, learn to dance, something, culture, travel. No, oh my, you don't even know. Most Americans don't even know if you ask the capital of France, they don't know the name. If they name the continents, how many do we have and name the continents? They won't be able to do it because it's so ingrained and you've been educated your entire life and only know the boundaries of the United States. How many times do you think people ask me, hey, say something being Brazilian?
Brazilian. I hate when that happens.
Brazilian. I'm like,
Yeah, I
there's no
hate
such
that.
language, you stupid person.
Yeah, that
I'm
happened.
sorry, but yeah, it's
It's
Portuguese,
Portuguese.
okay?
Yeah, come on, it's Portuguese. Well, that happened before. Listen to this one. I have a good one. It was at my job. My a supervisor came up to me. Again, I work in the
Yeah.
airport. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm stressed. I'm
Okay.
trying. But
I had my supervisor come up to me and go, "Oh, I need someone. This gentleman over here needs help. He's Cuban. I need someone to talk that speaks Cuban." And I looked at her and I go, "Exactly." And I go, "Well, I speak Spanish." And she goes, "Oh, never mind. No, you're not going to be able to help me." And I'm
but
like,
that's what. That's what. Not even. How long ago was that?
"That was 4 years ago."
You see what I'm saying? It's the same.
Yep.
How can you? I love this country. Like I told you before, I said I love it. But I love even more that I'm not from here.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see what it's like everywhere else in the world. Asia, went Japan, been there, Brazil, South America. And then I get to live here. And the ultimate thing that I learned is that it's not better or it's worse. It's just different. But if you don't know the difference, it makes you ignorant and educated because you only know one way, one thing.
Yeah.
You only know the only way you grew up your whole life. You only know Ohio. You only know the U.S. You only know Republicans and Democrats. And then what happens? Because of your lack of education, your ignorance, yeah, in your lack of education, you just didn't got to study much or to experience much. You get caught up in dividing the country.
That's almost like saying there's only one way to do a Kimura or
Exactly.
one
Thank you
way
for
to
that.
do a triangle, and that's it.
There's million ways, million
Exactly.
different flavors. It's like,
Exactly.
why would you say all cops are bad?
Exactly.
Why would you stereotype anything? All Brazilians are this. All people are this. All black lives matter. All these quotes that are coming up. You're stereotyping people. That's the first mistake of any person that has any intellect or in faith also. If you're a Christian, if you're a good person, you're not going to judge anybody until you get to meet them. I don't care. I always say in my classes, I don't care for your sexual preference. I don't care for your political preference. I don't care for your skin color. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care. I don't do lazy. I don't do excuses.
There you go.
Everything else I can work with
Just those two.
because I won't buy into that, Alex. I talk to you like openly in this podcast, but my wife gets sometimes upset. I don't buy into it.
Mm-hmm.
People say, I just got a bunch of messages, people say how much you've influenced so many people's lives. They got a black mess with my third-degree black belt. Finally got in shape after 43 years old. I always made fun of him because I don't like getting in shape. You show me a six-pack. You're chubby. You fat. You're out of shape. Get in shape. And I got so many messages of encouraging from these people, like being thankful, being grateful, when they cannot even be accountable for themselves most of the time. They can't. They know the information and know what to do, but it's much easier to choose
Not
to
to
go
do
with
it.
the pack, to go with the pack, to listen to the masses, to go with the pack. And then it comes to a point where we're here. I left my country 22 years ago to be here because this is the greatest country in the world. I made a life here. I always tell in my prayers in the morning, I'm the most grateful man in the world. And now to see what I see, which is literally self-destruction. Like, we don't know what we are. If we don't take the vaccine, you are the devil. And at the same time, if vaccine, you're going to put something in your body that you have no idea what's going to do in 10 to 20 years because it's not really guaranteed. If you don't, then everything is segregating. Everything is separating. Racism. The police is bad. Black people experience racism. White people experience racism. Crime, corruption. liberals, Democrats, religion, shutting down churches. Look what we're talking about, man. And I always say, people, Professor, thank you, thank you, thank you. You influence so many people, I'm like, listen, that's not my best thing. My mom always said, my best quality that I live by, that's why I don't get fazed by it, is the ability to not be influenced by anyone. I'm not. I told you earlier, people always say, George's going to do what he wants to do. George always going to say what he's going to say. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's uncornerable. You can't corner the guy. He's going to come out swinging. It's going to be the same way all the time. I think one of my biggest gifts that I've had, besides being stubborn and got me where I am today, is really the ability to not be influenced by any of those things.
Nice.
By any of those things. If it's negative and if it's ignorant and uneducated, I left on the side. Don't be that disrespectful. I'm like, you're just a person that hasn't lived in 4 different countries, travel around. You just know so much, but you read Facebook.
Yep.
And you think Facebook
believes
is your
everything.
perfect source, and you believe it. You think Facebook is your perfect source of information. For instance, can you believe how different you have to believe what you read, right? Now, Facebook and the social media is controlled. We are controlled and be told what to read. So I don't know what the hell they read in California and whatever the hell we read in Ohio, because I told my brother lives there. Well, California will be a lot better for everybody if California just completely separated, be its own country.
That's it.
And my brother goes, yes, it would. We'd be the sickest, largest economy in the world. I'm like, I don't care. But you'll be happy. All you guys, all you little Democrats, Biden lovers, vaccine takers, scare little people, just a little media. You all be happy by yourselves, and the entire rest of the country are a lot happier by ourselves too. If we could just get California and separate them from the rest of the country, it'll be a lot better. And it used to be my favorite place to visit, man.
Yeah, it's
my favorite place. I do not identify with my little brother. We're close. We're the same person. We have completely different ideologies now and beliefs. I don't know what my sister reads. She's a doctor.
okay.
I don't know what they believe in and what they've been reading and what kind of information they've been fed. But it's like I read black and they read white. I talk water, they talk earth. I say red, they say yellow.
It's just opposite. It's opposite.
But it's my brother. It's my blood. He even looks just like me.
Oh, yeah?
The information that we've been provided, you decide what you want to read and what you choose what you want to believe.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that's the gospel. You're literally choosing what you want to believe and you're reading what you want to read. So you have the same people in Ohio reading different things that they're reading in California because it's on Facebook. Since when Facebook is a book, is a reliable source of information? Since when? Even the news nowadays are controlled, bro.
Yeah, I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news at all because every time I watch the news, that geriatric old man that should be golfing somewhere is like giving a speech and he takes 6-second pauses. Now here, man, I've been doing speeches my whole life in the interviews and I don't even heard shit. I've never took a 6-second pause.
Yeah.
And the Americans, I think we should and I'm like, he forgot what he was gonna say, or the microphone attached to his ear. Somebody forgot to say that he's taking a 6-second pause.
It's 6-second pause. It's delayed. Lag.
How much accumulate all those 6-second pauses? That is a football game at the end of the speech.
It's a lag, man. It's a lag in the communication, but
it's lag and everything nowadays. Just everybody and it gets worse because everybody has a finger pointer. Don't you feel like you're surrounded by experts?
Yeah. No, everyone. And that's what happens. And that's what happens with, again, like I said, with social media, and you give someone a platform like that, and they think, like even on Twitter, people think that they're football analysts and they know exactly what's happening in the game, and it's just
everything. The fighters.
Yeah, even
the fighting analysts.
People are telling fighters what to do.
I never seen the country to be so adamant. The Democrats are so seriously believed in the Democrat way. And thus Republicans, which is the Midwest, Ohio Americans, we cannot believe and fathom the idea, the principles of being. it's so, which should be kind of even close because we all we want is fight for the common goal.
Yeah.
All we want is to fight together, to grow together, to be better Americans, to build this country up again together. But every conversation, everybody, even the uneducated ones, I can even the ones that just have like whatever jobs, they know everything about politics. They don't want to talk about it. I have never had a political conversation until you got on the phone today. I think it just happened today with me, with this podcast, whatever it is. Because I refuse. They want to
Yeah.
talk to me about it. I'm like, I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. Because you know
Because
what? It's between religion and politics. It's what happens
no,
is that,
soccer, no, bro. Religion, politics, and soccer.
and soccer.
If you're Brazilian, there's three
Oh,
things
yeah.
you never argue about. In Brazil, three things because there's no ending to the argument and somebody's feelings is gonna get hurt.
Always. It's kind of like a pointless conversation because regardless, you're gonna have your point. I'm gonna have my point. Regardless of how much you're gonna tell me, how much I'm gonna tell you, you're still gonna stick to your opinion. And I'm gonna stick to mine. So it's
That's
always
it.
like that. And I usually.
Nothing's gonna change, and then we're gonna actually sometimes we resent friends.
Mhm.
Well, even my wife, she sometimes we resent things we watch on TV shows, because of the political beliefs of the person that's creating the show, the producer. I don't support that. He's a Democrat. I'm like, honey,
Yeah.
it's a TV show.
Yeah. Just take it as it is.
Take it. We can take it. Do the best you can to be the best person you can to anybody else around you, and that's all we can really do. Is do the best that we can with what we have. I've lived my whole life like this. I do the best that we can with what I have. I don't steal. I don't cheat. I don't lie. I work hard. Doesn't matter who I vote for if I do those things. If I try to be a good person, I don't try to be. I don't try anything. If I'm a good person, if I pay it forward, if I'm not selfish or greedy, if I'm just ambitious to create a good future for my family, I help other people. I teach. Doesn't matter who you vote for. Why does it create animosity between this whole country? All I've wanted to do, man, really, it was funny because I don't watch Sandra Bullock's film, that Miss Congeniality, right?
Yeah. That's the one where
First
she was.
movie. It was so funny, yeah, when she was super hot too. And he goes, "What do you want?" And she goes, "What is your goal in life for the Miss Universe?" I'll never forget that scene. And everybody goes, and she goes, "I wish it was hardest punishment for parole violators." And everybody goes, "What?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. And world peace."
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody goes, "In world peace." All I want now is Sandra Bullock. So all I want now is this country to come together so we can live as a united nation, together, happy together, pushing each other forward, making each other better. You know, uh, you want to end racism? Stop talking about it.
Yep.
You want to stop talking about the police. Stop talking about all those stuff. And you know what? We can't go back in the election, so we have to deal with what we have. With the president that's sitting over there in the throne, that it should whatever. He's there. It will not affect the way I live my daily life. It hasn't, and it won't.
There you go. That's the only thing you
It
can
won't.
do. That's the only thing you can do.
He cannot keep me from earning my money. He cannot keep me from working. He cannot keep me from trying to make my students' lives, better and more fulfilled every day. And everybody that I come across in contact with, he's not gonna take my joy and my happiness away from me. I don't go that far. I'm not influenced. I'm not. In my own domain, I am king. In my schools, wherever I go to, I am me, and I'm always going to be me. In my house, I'm king. In my school, I'm king, and that's how it's going to be. I'm going to be old school, and I don't associate with people that like to make this a big hard topic. They like to spend hours talking about something
Yeah.
that's no end.
Yep. It's just it's a never ending story. That's what it is.
Never ending story. So we can move on forward talking about fights and whatever else, because all you Democrats already probably logged out. So good. Go plant a tree or hug one or something.
Well, here's another thing. Okay, so I had Pat Militek on my show, right?
How's Pat doing?
Pat's doing really good. He's doing his he's doing Black Oxygen. It's a supplement that he likes to promote somewhere, which is good. But he got talking to about this was happened maybe a couple months when COVID was a big thing, And that video got taken down because he kept on talking about the injection. And they said, YouTube flagged me and said a misinterpretation and misguided information on medications and COVID-19. And I had to remove it just because of that. And I was like, how?
They don't have that taking your. What is the First Amendment? What's the First Amendment?
Exactly.
What's the First Amendment of this country?
What is it? Tell them.
Freedom of speech.
Thank you.
Freedom of speech.
Yep, not YouTube.
They're even taking your medical freedom. Bro, they took our president, our Donald Trump. They blocked his media sources. They kept a human being, an accomplished, very successful, wealthy human being, from posting stuff on social media. Facebook is controlling what can be read or it cannot be read.
Yep.
You're turning to robots. Robots. Nobody can think for themselves, and they're using Facebook as a source of information. I'm getting dumber by the minute by just talking about this.
Yeah.
I feel dumber. I don't click on Facebook. I give you my word.
Yeah,
I will not click. I don't click on Facebook ever. Ever. I go to Instagram. I go to Instagram because it's quick. I can see my students on my stories. Mm-hmm. I'm always like this. If you see what I post, if you like what I post, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not looking to see what you post.
Yeah.
I'm busy. And I like, there's Instagram. There's always my students, what they're doing. And there's a bunch of pictures of nice butts, and I like nice butts. So I stick to Instagram. There you
go. Yeah, I mean that is very true. But yeah, it's crazy that, and I remember texting Pat after. I'm like, listen, Pat, look what happened. And he was like, no shit. And he's really into all that. And again, Pat's a really cool guy, and I love him.
Pat's old school, so I'm sure he's not happy at all about what happened.
Yeah, he wasn't thrilled, and we talked for a couple hours.
You took away. Who the hell do you think you are? You took away the Croatian sensation, the former UFC champion.
Yep.
With military fighting system. You took away his ability to say what he wants to say, and not even that, from people to hear what he has to say.
Exactly.
You had to put down and take it down so people cannot hear what Pat Militech has to say. Who has the right to do that, Alex, man?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, it's a crazy world we're living in, man. He says, I think he said something about like us being, they're just little by little, they're blocking what we're able to say, the conversations can have. So
I got to say something funny.
What's up?
I posted, one of my black belts went to the Dayton school.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Texas now, man, in Benjubara. And I was on Instagram and checking. I saw the post from my school in Dayton, my affiliate. And I saw a picture of him. I was, oh. And I made a comment on it. Matt is back from Texas and didn't come to see me in my school. I'm going to murder you.
Oh.
And then later it goes, your comment was deleted from Instagram for being inappropriate.
Can't say that, man. You can't go around saying that.
Fuck you, man. I'm 44 years old. I can be at $2,700 when I was 20 years old. Mm-hmm. I made my life the way I want. I created my future. I never had handouts or shortcuts. Mm-hmm. I busted my ass. You're going to tell me how to say, what to say, when to say. I'm 44 years old.
Yeah.
I don't owe anybody any money. Mm-hmm. I make my own. I work hard. And you're going to tell me that I can say whatever I want to say?
That's crazy, huh?
Like, it's the old Rocky movie. Remember Rocky, the last one? Who are you to say what I can do, what I cannot do, and I've paid my dues and I've earned it?
Yep.
Like, all I'm asking you guys to do to live on the table is what's right. I've done my dues. I've paid my dues. Nobody has the right to tell me what to do, what to be, and how to live when I'm at the end of my life.
Yeah.
Retired. Now we have to follow this. We don't have to follow anything. It's not a good, fun way of living with people that we love and get along with it. How many families are separated or broken or having conflict?
Yep.
How many families I hear every day, cannot see my mom because unless I get a vaccine, they don't want to see me. Mm-hmm. I cannot see this, or you won't see my my newborn nephew until you get vaccinated because this, because that. You know what? Then fine. Because I'm not getting ever vaccinated. Ever. I'm not stupid enough. I know 3 people that are smarter than me. And I'll say, now though, Joe, Rich Franklin, they've got it. And I asked them if they're vaccinated. They know no. And the answer is not no. The answer
Hell
comes
no.
in two. No. You know what the answer is. Fuck no.
Yep. Fuck no.
Fuck no. And I'm just asking because why would you ask me that, George? You know better. And then I get the rant. And I have all the proof because Rich, Franklin always sends me the latest of information of everybody he knows personally. That makes sense to me. But I'm like, could you talk to my brother, Rich? He goes, no. It's a waste of time, George. These people have their minds so made up. You have
Yeah,
nowhere to
you can't convince them otherwise. They're already set on it.
No, it's the same way we are, the way we are. So we have to take some blame too. The same way I'm adamant and insulting the Democrats, the way I am openly, because I insult everybody. I don't care. Got a problem with me? I'll give my address. You know, but the same way we are, they are too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're so adamant in our beliefs and how things are going wrong. And I could have been this way, better this way, or could have been, it should have been, if it hadn't been this way, it would have been the other way. If the president was this, it would have been this way. But could have, should have, would have. I never seen it taking anybody anywhere. Make a plan, get up off your ass, and get going. Like, go, what do you do from here? What do you do from here to the COVID is, I think, the even kind of thing is old news. People can say whatever, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Everybody now is sneezing or showing a visual sign or even drippage or allergies. You have COVID.
Yep, that's it.
People don't talk to people, don't welcome you to their homes because of COVID.
Yep.
They have a code. No, if you don't get tested, don't come into my house. COVID.
Yeah, there's no, it's not a flu anymore. It's COVID.
No, it's not a flu at all.
Yep.
No, there is no flu as a COVID.
Yep.
My wife had bronchitis 2 weeks ago. I had pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I had COVID before last year. I have COVID 4 times over before I ever had the pneumonia that I had. Mm-hmm. The pneumonia knocked me on my ass for a week. And I tested 4 times, not COVID, walking pneumonia. I had forgotten what it was to be sick. I don't get sick. So I got walking pneumonia, and I thought I was going to die. It was just COVID. It wasn't COVID. It was walking pneumonia. I remember having COVID. Felt crappy for about 2 days. Lost my smell and taste completely for about the rest of that week. And then I felt great, and I tested negative, and that was it.
That's it.
That was it. I know there is a blood disease. I'm not uneducated. I know it's more serious for a lot of different people with a low immune system. I know there's stuff for elderly. I know because it hits your lungs hard. And when it hits your lungs hard, it's hard to breathe. It's got to be desperate. I know, and I don't take it lightly. But there is a way to work around it without anger and hate. And now if you're not vaccinated, in places, you're the Antichrist. They are making, Alex, the government jobs, even corporate jobs, get vaccinated in order to keep. They're not making it, but I say, listen, if you would like to keep working here,
then get it.
Yeah. This company, keep your job. We'd like for you to be vaccinated. We don't have to. I'm not saying you have to.
And
but
show
we're gonna
proof too.
We're gonna make some cuts at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? Watch.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make some cuts, and if cuts can happen. There's nothing to do with the vaccine, but I recommend you to get a vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's writing on the wall.
There's a writing on the wall. The government jobs. My wife is a police officer. She will not. Mm-hmm. My wife is a prime example. She's a level 1, type 1 diabetic. She's type 1 diabetic. Mm-hmm. That means she has to wear the insulin pump 24/7. You know how she got diabetes? When she was 7 years old and got chickenpox vaccine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what turned her body. Yeah, diabetes. So to even try to convince or talk my wife into getting the vaccine, you know, why bother? I see her putting a pump and sticking a needle in her belly, and every meal, beep, beep. And sometimes walking out, she never complains about anything. She's an amazing woman. She gets walk out and in middle of the night has to drink orange juice. The blood sugar is low. She's doing a workout. Sometimes she gets dizzy, but then the pump hits and she lives her life. She lives her life, but she was not diabetic from a chickenpox shot. Now everybody's pushing something on. I don't get it, dude. I really don't.
It's
How
crazy.
can you be so sure about something that hasn't been around for 10 years?
10 years. How about a year and a half only?
I was gonna say I said 10 years because that's when you know that if they have offspring, if they have children, if they have anything related to that vaccine that can affect the children, or long term for your lungs, long term for your liver, long term for your pancreas, for your kidney, long term, something that can trigger something that you didn't have before. You don't know. You don't really know what the hell you're putting inside your body.
Gotcha.
It hasn't been tested, weighed, and proved enough. People are just rushing to because it's fear.
Yep.
They put the fear of the Lord. If there's so much fear in your head, then they tell you, this is good for you. You should do it. This is good for you. This is good. Okay. If all you are vaccinated and you want to get, why do you worry about me then?
Yep. It's the
And,
vaccinated people are scared of the unvaccinated.
Am I good? You want me to get vaccinated to please other people? Hold on a second. Let me think about this again. You want me to get a shot when I just came back from my blood panel and I'm the healthiest 44-year-old on the planet? I have nothing on me. God, thank you, Lord. And then you want me to go to get vaccinated to put something inside of my body that I don't want to please strangers. Hey, buddy.
My little man.
Hey, bud. How are you?
Say hi.
Hi.
Go.
What's your name?
You want to get a cookie? Okay, go get a cookie.
Yeah.
My little 4-year-old.
Yeah, your 4-year-old. What's your name? What's your name?
Ian.
Yeah, I like it. Short name, strong name. Short name, strong name.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And that's what I'm telling, my brother and everybody else. Like, why y'all are doing something to please other people? You're going to put something inside your body that's going to last forever. And you don't know what's going to do to your body to make other people happy. Strangers, nonetheless. Yeah.
It's crazy world, George. It's like I said, it's nuts out there, and
It's the first time that I spoke about it openly is to you. I don't know even why. It's kind of fried, kind of link, but I've always thought like this. I don't live it though. I thought this is my opinion. This is how I live. I don't let it affect me. I'm not influenced by any of it. But I have my beliefs, but I live every day like I lived last year and the year before.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
I go to my routine. No, nobody. I don't. George doesn't listen to anyone.
There you go. If you get anything from the podcast, is George don't listen to anyone.
I will do what I want when I want. I listen to no one.
There you go.
I listen to no one. I always been like, that's why I fought the way I fought, man. My corners by the zone have never been there because I did not listen to shit that my corners told me to do. Because trust me, it was, take him down, take him down, take him down. And all I heard was like, head kick, head kick, head kick.
Now, talking about your fighting, what do you do now? Because I know, like we were talking about earlier, like it's nice to obviously go over your career, and again, you had a great career, but it's even better. I always find it really interesting to find out what a fighter does after retirement. What's the next step? Because again, like who told me before? I think one of the fighters, after fighting, it's not going to be your whole career. Like you got to have a next step, and you got to plan very well. And
I have plan A, B. My mom said I have plan A, B, C, all the way up to D. Yep. Before. But if you don't recall, I was the only one that had our school already, and I had 13 UFC fighters under me cornering while I was fighting the UFC.
Okay.
I was always a coach and a fighter. I never did. I had the middleweight champion of the world. I had my ex-wife, of course, Zoila, was the Bellator champion. I had Dustin Hazlett in the rankings, Justin Edwards. I can go all day here now. Everybody. I had 13, Tommy Hayden, Chris Mirzwek, they say Matt Brown. They're all mine. They all came. So I was all of them cornering and going to all of those fights. Marcus Davis and fighting the UFC. So I always had my school. And then I was schools. I had 13 affiliate schools, Wow. Nice. So I've always been a teacher. I would teach, practice with them, train with them, teach, help them. They would leave, and I'll teach the 6 o'clock class, the 7 o'clock class. Nice. I always know my calling as a teacher. My schools are busier than they have ever been. Me and my business partner, nice second-degree black belt, Dave Reeves, Fluffy, give him a shout out. He's awesome. He had surgery yesterday. He had an Achilles tendon repair. So He's coming back from surgery, but our JGMAs are packed. We're running 4 locations. We are literally on waiting list. Like we're waiting list. We're maxing out classes.
Wow, that's awesome. I saw
Yeah,
it on Instagram earlier today.
yeah.
You did.
We're maxing out classes. We're maxing out. Like if we don't get more than 20, 25, 30, have to cut off because it's literally in the peak hours. My schools look like a Starbucks drive-through.
Wow, that's
It's
awesome though.
crazy.
That's
It
great.
is amazing. It's amazing, and it's Fluffy's doing. You
Nice.
know, he's a marketing whiz. He's a great strategist, a great coach. He's a great business partner because he really excels and he's really good at things that I'm not.
You
I
gotta
am
have
the
the
product.
balance, right? You got the
I am the
product.
product. I am the product. I am the food.
Mm,
Doesn't matter how much you advertise a restaurant. Doesn't matter how much you spend in advertisement. If you go to the restaurant, if you don't like the food,
it's pointless.
yeah. So I'm the food, and he likes me. He lets me just be the food. I'm the teacher. I teach the guys. I teach the instructors. He teaches too. He helps run the program, but they come there to learn from me to see. And I am the food. And I teach the instructors and I run the programs. I'm responsible for the instructors. When it comes to the management, to the marketing, to the front staff, all to the payrolls, to all those things, everything. That's Kelly Chick, our manager, and Dave Reeves, Fluff. We're a tripod, and they are just amazing at what I'm not good at. You gotta find your calling, stick to it.
Yep.
I'm not a marketing whiz. I'm not gonna sit in front of a computer and discuss ideas of marketing. I cannot even do that for 5 minutes. I'll come up with an excuse. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
And then never come back.
I never come back. I never come back. But Fluffy's just so ambitious and so good at it. And Kelly's such a hard worker. She loves our place. Our family all trained there. That we finally create the dream team. It's a tripod. We call
Nice.
it a dream team, and it's my calling now. I teach, man. I train every day because my father always says, if you break, the whole operation breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trained. I always get up early, do my training, strength and conditioning, physical. I have a gym garage. I'll show you if you want to. I have a nasty garage gym. But I go every day. I push myself. My wife programs all my training, all my workouts. I'm in good shape as usual. I'm always in good shape. And I teach. I teach as many classes as I possibly can, as much as I can, because I love what I do. It comes to the point now, Alex, I don't have to teach.
Wow, that's
I
good.
don't. Like Fluffy said, it would come a point I just can roam through the schools and see the classes and say hi to the students and kiss babies and shake hands, whatever. But I love teaching. I love it. This morning was a perfect example. My guys are ready to fight the TBAs, the amateur Muay Thai tournament.
Mhm.
Was Professor, I did my 20 miles on the bike. I know your knees are messed up. If you want to stay, I'll run class. I'm like, thank you, Will. Thank you, Jacob. I can't stay home. I can. It's sunny. It's beautiful. I can stay with my dogs. I did my 20 miles on my assault bike. It's just one class. I don't have to be there. You're right.
Mhm.
But if I didn't care for you guys, if I know if you guys were fighting in a week, 4 of you guys are fighting in a week, if I didn't know that 20 people are going to show up for my class because it's my class, and again, I don't skip class, I don't skip practice. I live with a purpose, and it's my class. So thank you for offering. Shut the fuck up, go to work, and I'll be there. I'll see you there then soon. I get up and I go teach my class. I can't stay. I choose not to because I really love what I do, man.
That's awesome.
And seeing them getting better from the youngest kid, from the 5-year-old to the 60-year-old man that just started kickboxing, see them getting better, feel better about themselves. It's just such a high, a rewarding high that I'm going to live the rest of my life happy, super fulfilled. Every day I get a message. Thank you, Professor. Thank you for the great class. Changing my life. Like finding your school is the best choice of my life. This is my family now. Always grateful messages that I don't ask for. I never wanted it, but it just keeps popping on my phone, which is really validates and reassures me that I'm doing something good, that
Absolutely.
I'm paying forward, that I'm not living a selfish life, that I'm trying to make people understand that martial arts can do for them what it did for me to become the best version of myself. I love who I am. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want anybody else's house. I don't want anybody else's car. I don't want anybody else's yard. The grass is not greener on the other side. And all of this is because of martial arts and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I want people to feel that, to be able to understand that we don't look for a move for step number one, step number two. We look for that feeling, the feeling of effortlessness, the feeling of working hard. The price of greatness is not cheap, but damn, it's worth it, man. You know, putting in hard work there to know that you earn something money cannot buy.
Definitely.
And that's what I always tell them. Earn something. You want to know you're rich when you can earn a victory. That person is fighting for them. When it doesn't matter what you do for a living, rich, poor, you know, a server, a janitor, a businessman, a banker, but on the mats in the competition, you're all the same. When you can earn something money cannot buy, you start becoming really rich. Because those are the wins that matter the most. And those are the things that stick in your mind and your memory forever. Money cannot buy that. You
Absolutely.
earned that. You took it from somebody. That's the real victory.
Definitely.
We know by this age now, what are you, 30?
31. Yeah.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. You don't know, you're still a baby. That money doesn't make people happy. And you should know that already.
Yeah.
I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in my checking account, and I've been bankrupted twice. Money, it doesn't make you happy. You know, so what's the key to happiness? I try to tell my students, growth. Growth. Learn something new. Make new friends, accountable friends, good friends. You know, make good, strong relationships that gonna people that are willing to give, not just take. Stay
Growth.
away from the takers. Stay away from the takers. Find the givers. Surround yourself with people the same goal, savages that want to get better together. If anybody's improvement and growth you see as a competition and you see as a threat, you don't belong here. We have
Nope.
nothing common.
Yep.
Nothing common. Like Elliot Marshall said, Professor Marshall, we grow together, we get better together. So every day I fight this mission of making people understand that martial arts is a lot more than chokes, punches, and kicks. It's a lifestyle of paying it forward and extremely rewarding, extremely, it's just exciting, rewarding, giving, never ending joy. And we will never, we learn to be real men, to celebrate our wins and to take our losses with dignity and honor like we should.
Yeah.
All this bullshit, by the way, too, since I'm here. Oh, in martial arts, you either win or you learn. That is bullshit, yo. You don't win or you learn, kids. You don't win or you learn, professors and black belts. You win and you lose. And you learn to lose with dignity and honor and keep your mouth shut and shake the person's hand and then train hard to come back and win. And then you can celebrate your wins. We lose jobs. We lose loved ones. We lose family members. We lose things we love very much. We lose opportunities. But life goes on. Don't tell people and brainwash them. Either you win or you learn. No, we lose, bro. We lose. It doesn't kill us, doesn't define who we are, but we lose and we lead as people, everybody in Americans, to learn how to lose.
You got to accept it. You got to accept it and keep going.
Learn how to lose. It's called dignity, character. Learn how to lose. Don't point a finger. Don't because of this or because of that. No, you lost. What can I do? What will I do to get better next time? To keep going.
Yep.
Win or you learn my ass.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, definitely. But again, it's true, and I love everything that you're saying, man. You can tell where you have the passion, you love it, and it's something awesome. Especially, after your career and stuff, that you still love to give back to the community and stuff. Like I said, I know you don't like to hear, but I loved watching you fight. You always put exciting fights, man. But
thanks. I'm getting used to enjoying it now. You know why? I can't change what I did. But I get so much love. When you said, man, I'm your biggest fan, I told people, like, you got, like, he has low standards. But so many people tell me that, bro. They really do.
It's
like,
true,
you're
man.
my favorite fighter. You're my favorite fighter. People in the UFC, like, you're my favorite. You are the ballsiest, craziest fighter. You just went to fight. I'll take that compliment. I didn't go for decisions. I didn't go to stall. I went there to decapitate somebody.
Definitely.
Not the smartest fighting strategy, extremely entertaining. So you know what? If I am going to be popular and you guys gonna love me for being entertaining, like a clown. You calling me a clown? Am I entertaining to you? I'll take that. and I'm starting to really accept it. Like I said, no excuses, but I'm loved by so many. I think it's because I fought with my heart out there, and I didn't try.
Absolutely.
I didn't have fast. I live life with full effort, everything I do, and I fought that way, full effort.
You just
And I left
you gave
everything
it
out there.
you gave it your all, and that's something that's like it's almost like addicting, and people love to see that. They see kind of not right through you, but they see that, you know, it's not, there's no fake, no bullshit with you when you came to your fights. You left your blood, sweat, and tears. And again, getting in the cage is a lot of you know, that puts tremendous, you know, respect into that. But even going out the way you did, going out giving it, I mean, there's nothing but big time respect, man. And that's something that people will always appreciate, you know, even if, you know, you put your, you know, your fight on this and that and stuff like that. I mean, it's, again, it's something beautiful, and you should be very pleased about what your career did, man.
I'm becoming okay with that now.
There you go.
You guys, I'm becoming older, and everybody, people wouldn't praise and love the way I fought, especially nowadays. Especially because I know one thing, Alex. I fought 2 times in the UFC with no ACL. One in the show and one with Daniel Body. I knew I had no ACL. And that Rich goes, George, frankly, don't you take that fight. Tell Dana, call the fight off. If you lose to this guy, your career is over. And I'm like, Rich, I lost to Jason Van Flue with a better strategy with no ACL. It's a taller, skinny, same body type, 6'2" guy. I will adapt. I'll just try box a lot more. I cannot pull out a fight. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna fight, and I won that fight doing what I do, boxing. Not the point. I never in my life ever thought about backing out of a fight. I never asked for a name. I never picked an opponent.
Mhm.
My job is to make weight. I'll get a name. I'll get a date. I'll make weight. I'll show up. I'll put my dukes up. Let's go. I don't care for. I never asked for anybody. I never denied anybody. I never turned anybody down. Just tell me who, tell me where, tell me the weight class, and you can count on me. I will be there.
I think that's something that I think a lot of fighters are missing nowadays. Is like,
Now they pull out of a fight because of a tummy ache.
I saw that. I saw that.
Sushi. Ooh, I ate sushi, or I threw up last night because I overhydrated from the weight cut. I don't think I should fight tomorrow. My career is at stake.
Yeah.
A tummy ache. I had no ACL. I couldn't even stand on my 2 legs. I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. Think about back a little back, Alex. Look at even man Hughes, man, BJ Penn, the GOAT, BJ, Blood, the Diaz brothers, Randy Couture. I go all day. Chuck, Rich Franklin, Matt Hughes, back in the day, Joe Rick, all the guys, Sean Shark, fighters. Look at, we still got great fighters now, but it's a lot flashier and a lot softer.
Yeah. It's
All,
a different type of breed.
is the millennial thing? Is the Sugar Shane is a great fighter.
He is. He's nice.
Sugar Shane is a great fighter, but he's special. He's gifted. Like Connor is gifted. Everybody wants to have a gimmick now. Everybody.
I think after the Conor McGregor thing, everyone kind of tried to jump on that train.
Everyone has to have a little gimmick. That Dylan Dennis, that stupid ass, or whatever it is. Everybody has to have a gimmick. Everybody has to have some sort of to make them special or whatever. Man, if you're good at something in your life, it's for my mother too. If you're good at anything, people will talk about you. You don't have to ever talk about yourself. I didn't ask to be anybody's podcast. I've done hundreds of podcasts. I've never in my life asked to be called to teach a seminar anywhere. I've done over 500 seminars. 500 seminars. I've never asked to be anywhere. I've never asked anybody to join my team. I've never asked anybody if they want to be an affiliate under me. I have never. I want you to beg me for it. Beg me for it, and I will consider whatever you ask me to do. Because I know my value. Definitely. I don't want a school. I don't want a seminar. I want to, hey, do you think I can be a guest on your podcast? No. I like it. But if you want me to be your guest on your podcast, as soon as you said, George, you hold a huge text. I'm your biggest fan, man. It'll be awesome if you can do this for me. My answer is like, bro, you had me hello. If it's good for martial arts and you're a good person, you're a good dude, and I can make, take an hour on my Friday, on my guitar playing, whatever, to talk to you and to do your podcast and maybe enlighten somebody out there that takes time to
Exactly.
read, to understand how I am, how I work. I have no filter. I have zero filter. I always speak before I think, always. I'm a fighter, but I was born, fortunately and unfortunately, with a little bit of a high IQ. So I speak very fast. Sometimes I start and finish conversations without a person saying a word. I'm like, good talk. You know,
Thanks.
good talk. I do that a lot. But if I can make people understand like where we're coming from, like how idiotic we are acting towards each other right now,
Mhm.
how immature, how uneducated, how bad we are looking. All the enemies of this nation, all the people that don't like America right now are
Or
probably playing
anti-American.
marbles together, high fiving each other,
Mhm.
like we had bonfires together. All the people, all the freaking, they're like, oh great, let them just self destruct.
Yep.
We don't have to do a darn thing because America is just screwing each other on its own,
That
screwing
goes.
itself on its own. And I'm like, and I look at it and I'm like, guys, we're so much better than that.
Mhm.
As Americans, as a country that I always said, when shit hits the fan, the difference between I lived by that. When I moved here, I love being from Brazil, but I'm American citizen. I'm Amer
There you go. Look at that.
all,
Man
all day,
rocket.
all day. So that's what I say. If you don't have anything to add, or if you don't like where you are, if you don't want the country to get better as overall, if you cannot, like I said, if you have nothing to say nothing, right?
Yeah, it's
If you have
absolutely.
nothing positive, have nothing positive to add, any positive reinforcement, anything that's going to make somebody's life better or easier, any sort of helping hand, they don't do anything.
Mhm.
If your ability, if your capabilities are just to make people more miserable and worse, just shut your mouth. Keep your mouth shut.
Just keep
God
going.
gave you 2 ears and one mouth. And then I ask people, do you know why that is? Do you wonder why you have 2 ears and one mouth? And 90% of people have no clue. I'm like, because you should listen twice as much as you talk.
There you go. It's true.
Listen from the wise man. Be friends with people that I'm friends with, people that are smarter than me, they have accomplished more than me, so I can learn from them and make myself a better me. A better me will have better students, a better legacy.
There you go.
So I have to be informed. I have to be educated. I traveled all over. I've been trained by the best coaches on the planet. I know everybody in the martial arts circuit.
Mhm.
My students are in great hands. Thank you very much. You know, they don't have the excuse ever of the mediocrity of having a shitty coach.
There you
They
go.
don't have that excuse. You can't. You can't. So if you ever had a bad coach, I tell them, you'll never leave this place. You'll never leave this place. Because every time you get better, I'm going to demand more from you. Because I believe in you before you guys always believe in yourselves. I always believe in you before you believe in yourselves. And that's, again, a mental mistake.
You know.
You know,
Well, man.
believe in yourself. I'm good at this. I believe in myself. I'm going to get better. Have a purpose. Live life with a purpose. Just cruising life is no way to live. Have a
Absolutely
purpose,
not.
have a goal, and like it's the hardest part, Alexander, and you agree, is people are selfish as fuck nowadays.
Very.
Everybody, nobody wants to take time. It takes 60 seconds of your time to send a message or say something to somebody to make their day.
Absolutely.
It takes 60 seconds to say yes or to do a podcast, say yes to a new friend. Instead of takes a minute or an hour, but you can make somebody's day
Or make
that
someone's
long. If
week.
everybody did that one time a day,
It'll be a
but
better
no,
place.
yeah, but no. Everybody wants to just, in Brazil we call living looking at your belly button. That means you just walk into what's happening to you.
That's it.
You're selfish. You're selfish. And guess what? Selfish people die alone. And in your funeral, selfish you compete alone. When you're gonna compete, there'll be no fans cheering for you. And when you die, there's gonna be nobody at your funeral. And how good is your black belt ever if you never taught anybody anything? How valuable is your black belt if you never paid anything forward? If you never taught anybody anything, if you never made anybody feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, to me it's as good as shit.
Absolutely, man. I
You
mean,
know, it's good as shit. So
absolutely.
I'm sorry that fans and everybody out there didn't get to reminiscing on my fight career and all this stuff. But guess what? All this stuff is where you like to be on YouTube, on social media. All the fights, all my shitty fights are there. But I leave it at that. You don't have to like me. You don't have to dislike me. I am open to make friends with anybody and everybody and accept it, like Joe Rogan always does. I'll listen to your point, and I have my beliefs.
Hmm.
Then we can discuss about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna cut you off my life because you believe in different things. Otherwise, I would even talk to my own brother.
Hmm.
You don't have to like me. You don't have to dislike me. Whatever it is, but you know exactly who I am.
Absolutely. Well, I like you, George. And I like your fighting. I like the way you think. If only other people would think the same way. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. But again,
They do. They just don't say it.
oh, man, there
I'm
you
the
go.
guy
We
that
need
says what
more
everybody
people
thinks.
saying it.
Yeah, they
But
do. They just don't say. They're scared of retaliation from ghosts. You know what, brother Alex? Because you get on Facebook because nobody wants to work anymore. For some reason, nobody wants to work.
yeah,
Everybody's hiring. Nobody wants to work. So what do? You spend your whole day, you mediocre you. I'm talking to you, yeah. On Facebook, looking at pictures of cats and getting fights with strangers.
it's
Highly
true, though.
productive.
It's true.
You are definitely a role model.
Yeah.
People should definitely look up to you. Go take a shit in your own hand, man.
All right, George. Like I want to say thank you before I cut you off because I gotta feed the little one. But I want to say thank you so much for coming on. I do appreciate it, man. Like I said, always been a great fighter to watch. Again, inside the
Thank
ring,
you.
outside the ring, a role model, and it's always something to look forward to. I hope again with your surgery, everything goes well. I'll be praying for you, man. That everything
Thank you.
goes smoothly. And it's been a pleasure and honor to have you on, man. I do appreciate it.
Bro, I was so easy talking to you. I appreciate it so much. I never know what I'm really gonna say or people that I'm gonna talk to you. The first thing I say is this: Look, I cuss
It's fine.
in my podcast, and they say, "Oh, it's okay." I'm like, I'm not asking you.
I'm telling you, it's gonna
I'm
happen.
telling you that I cuss. So if you don't like me to be myself, I don't need to be in your podcast, bro.
Yep, that's it.
So because I'm speaking my mind. I want to say again, much love. Thank you. You're a friend now, bro. I really appreciate you. So let's stay in touch with me. You
Absolutely.
know, Ian, right? Ian?
Yep, Ian.
Ian. Send my love to Ian. Get him trained when he can. Go feed him. I'm always here. Stay in touch. And to everybody out there, I want to say, I literally, if they get a chance to listen to, because you're going to send me the link eventually when this is ready and edited,
Yes, sir.
whatever. My students, you know, you guys are my driving force, you know, to leave a strong legacy since I don't have kids. So you guys know how much I love and care for you. All of my students. Dave Reeves, that's the drummer, the guy, the brain behind the operation.
Okay.
He's done so much for me, more than people have done 20 years. So Fluffy, I love you, man. Kelly Chick, our manager, you know, and most of course, my wife. You know, my wife, my family, my brothers. My wife is it's my rock. It's my wife. You
There you go.
know, so I treat her like such as she deserves. I live a very happy life, a very fulfilled life, but I know that I created this for myself. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't easy. It definitely cost me 15 orthopedic surgeries,
Hmm.
but I can look back and say I lived.
There you go, man. That's the
I
most
lived to the
important thing.
fullest. I lived to the fullest. I'm still living to the fullest, and I'm still writing my story, man. I'm far from done.
There you go, man. That's what I like to hear. Keep going, man. Keep
I'm
going.
still writing my story. I'm far from done. Like George doesn't listen to nobody.
George. Well, again,
George
thank you.
does what he wants to do, so I'm gonna keep going till the wheels fall off. Which if they're falling off, now I'm getting it fixed.
They'll be.
And if
You're getting new wheels, man. You're getting new
they
wheels.
do it, like, yeah, I'm getting a RoboCop wheels. So get out of my way. When I come back from this sort of surgery or knee surgeries,
Mhm.
y'all better just clear. If you see me going right, you all better run left.
That's awesome, man.
Okay?
Again,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much, man. God bless, bro.